Welcome to the Bulletalks podcast, where we explore anything and everything related to STEM. The technological revolution as we know it is moving forward at a lightning speed. Wasn't it just a week ago when we were only dreaming about virtual reality and artificial intelligence? Now, we have AI tools that can talk to each other and brain implants like Neuralink that aim to connect our minds to the internet. These aren't just cool innovations, they're transforming how we approach research and discovery in many fields. In today's episode, we'll take a closer look at how modern technology is helping us in multiple ways, such as preserving history, developing new medicines, and even treating diseases in smarter and more effective ways. History is often thought of as an old school subject, dusty books, handwritten notes, and fragile artifacts. So, it might sound a bit paradoxical to talk about history and cutting edge technology in the same sentence. It's like using a self navigated drone to find an ancient scroll. But that's exactly what's happening now. Many museums and research institutions are now using digital archives to store and share their collections. These allows research They allow researchers to upload and access ancient texts, images, and research papers from anywhere in the world. This not only helps scholars collaborate, but also makes valuable historical content available to the public like you and me. Available to the public like you and me. Famous museums like the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York and the British Museum in London now share high resolution images and videos of their collections online. You can admire ancient sculptures or scrolls from the comfort of your own home. Some institutions go even further with virtual reality. They recreate historical events in 3D, letting visitors experience historical moments like the Paris Peace Conference after World War I or the Battle of Stalingrad during World War II, as if they were actually there. These experiences make history more vivid and immersive, while also protecting fragile items from public exposure. 3D scanning and printing are also making a big difference. Researchers can scan delicate objects, study them digitally, and even print replicas for public display. This means the original artifacts can be safely stored away while still being accessible for learning. Let's move on from the past to the front lines of modern science drug development. Creating a new medicine is no easy task. It involves testing hundreds of molecules, identifying the right ones, and then figuring out how to make them, all while trying to keep costs and side effects as low as possible. That's where technology steps in. One of the most promising tools that we have today is a framework developed by MIT researchers called Sparrow, short for Synthesis Planning and Rewards Based Route Optimization Workflow. Short for Synthesis Planning and Rewards Based Route Optimization Workflow. Sparrow uses machine learning to make drug development smarter and faster. It analyzes huge amounts of data to find the best molecules for a particular drug and then maps out the most efficient and cost effective ways to make them. It also looks for shared materials and steps between different molecules, saving both time and resources. Lastly, it understands possible side effects to assess the probable issues with the drug. Isn't that fascinating? Sparrow has already been tested in 3 real-world case studies where it performed pretty impressively. It identified ways to synthesize multiple compounds at once using shared ingredients and steps, essentially creating a more efficient assembly line for drug development. What makes Sparrow even more exciting is that it can be adapted beyond medicine. It could help develop better agricultural chemicals or even advanced materials used in electronics. It's a great example of how AI and data can solve our real world problems. Now, let's zoom in on one of the most fascinating uses of modern biotechnology antisense technology. This method is changing the way we treat certain genetic diseases by going straight to the source our DNA. In simple terms, our DNA contains instructions for making proteins. In simple terms, our DNA contains instructions for making proteins. But when a gene is faulty, it can send out incorrect messages that lead to disease. Antisense technology uses synthetic strands of DNA called antisense oligonucleotides, or ASOs, that stick to these faulty messages and block them from being turned into harmful proteins. Think of it as editing a line in a bad blueprint before construction starts. It doesn't change the entire blueprint, but it stops that one bad instruction from causing any damage. The ASOs also contain the ASOs also contain some tweaks to make them as efficient as possible. For one, they contain phosphorothioate linkages, leading to lower degradation and easier binding to proteins. They also interact with enzymes to easily break down any harmful proteins being produced in the cells. This technology is already being used to treat diseases like This technology is already being used to treat diseases like spinal muscular atrophy and Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Researchers are also working on it for certain cancers and neurological disorders. And the best part? It's more targeted, with fewer side effects compared to traditional treatments. From preserving ancient artifacts to designing future medicines and editing the genetic From preserving ancient artifacts to designing future medicines and editing genetic messages, technology is reshaping how we explore, understand, and improve our world. Thank you for listening.